Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Wreckfest with another tournament. The last one we did was an amazing amount of fun. You folks really enjoyed it. So we were going to have a go with another one. This time it was going to be run in C-Class. A couple of vehicles banned, things like the buggy or discouraged like the Raiden, because you know, they're very, very quick. There's still plenty of good cars to choose from. Yeah, a couple of vehicles were not allowed for this one. And we had a new rule imposed for this to try and, well, potentially encourage armour or to give them an advantage. Basically, if your vehicle was to dump out of a race, if it does not finish a race because it is wrecked, you would score 0 points. Whether you were one of the last 6 cars remaining, you would still score 0 points. So you really couldn't afford to have a wreck during one of these races. They would line up for 8 events and see what might happen. Oh, we have got a nice place on the grid for the first round. Can we make the most of this? It is always nice when you start on pole position. We're off the line quickly. We've got a rocket to the inside now. I'm hoping if we swing across we're not going to get taken out. We are not. We are clear. Oh, I'm in the ditch. Not where I wanted to go. I'll try and move the car across a little bit to get a nice line through this next corner. Don't fall in the ditch on the exit of this corner. That's not where I wanted to put it, but we are clear. Oh. Clear away, shall we say. This is the latest circuit to Wreckfest. It's the Pine Hills Rally layout. It's not a new, like the Pine Hills circuit. It's pretty good to start with. It's just a slightly extended, a little bit more off-roady version of the track. Pretty good circuit actually. It's quick in places. One of the longer laps here. I'm hoping the Gremlin is going to do well around this circuit. A couple of dangerous corners though we're going to have to be aware of. We've got Impega behind us with the Hornet. Hopefully we can hold that car off. The Gremlin is probably my sort of go-to C-Class car here. It's good overall, and it's nice to drive. I have got maybe a slightly more armoured car than some. Last time out we did a tournament with the B-Class cars. It was very much a case of armour was not the way to go. Here, with the slight tweaks to the rules, there is more sort of penalty, if you will, or potential penalty if you end up getting wrecked out of a race. So I have got a fairly heavy-duty front bumper. The rest of the car is lightly armoured, but the front is at least slightly heavier armour in the hope that I can survive the chaos rounds. I don't want a non-point scoring round, basically. So, yeah, with the grid positions, I mean, it's randomised with Wreckfest. Hopefully it plays nicely. I mean, if it puts me on pole every race, I'd be happy, but I'm not sure anybody else would be. You've got to be a little bit careful there. While this circuit is mostly safe, that section where you run up the hill, it is very open. And if a car makes a mistake, the leader could get taken out doing nothing wrong. So we've got to be a little bit careful. I think I've got to be a little bit careful. Got to be aware of that if there's potential, you know, for a car coming across. There might well be a scenario where there's nothing you can do, basically. It's a big group of cars behind. I mean, the good news for me is they're all fighting one another, and if they continue to do so, that works wonders. You know, I'm happy for that. Lado's up to second with the Bandit? Is that the name of that car? I can't remember all of my new Wreckfest vehicles. But that is there. That is probably slightly more heavy-duty than the Gremlin. Now, whenever we race on Wreckfest, we generally... Oh, I say whenever we race, but... Oh, don't go in the ditch. That's bad. Oh, there was a heart attack moment went on there as the front of the car was up in the air and I nearly got in loads of trouble. We might have to go for a little bit of defending. So we generally follow some gentleman's agreement rules on here. There's going to be light contact. There's going to be a little bit of bumping and shunting and so on. There's no big torpedoes here. Okay, we want the racing to be... close. At the end of the day, Wreckfest is very good for close racing, funnily enough, because it has a collision model designed to actually deal with collisions properly, so you actually get really good close racing, even if there is some stopping of paint, etc. There are going to be crashes, undoubtedly, but yeah, no big takeouts and torpedoes, etc. I can't make that same mistake again. Impega will pounce. Oh, there's a Mini lost a wheel. Bumpy's in trouble. That's a Mini minus a wheel. That is the downside. So if you have a small, lightweight car, you run the risk of getting in trouble with that sort of damage. You can lose a wheel. I mean, sometimes just running wide, clipping a wall can actually do that. Impega got very close to the rear of my car through turn 1. Hasn't quite stayed there through the next corner, but I've got to be wary. But of course, I also don't want to get taken out. At the end of the day, this is the first round of the championship. and over the course of 8 races, my goal is, as ever, just to score points. Every time I want to be scoring points, I want to be consistently scoring points. Yeah, I don't want to do something stupid that gets me dumped down the back of the field. I want to win, but yeah, it's a tough thing. I'm going to defend this lead, of course, but there may come a point where I say, alright, let's not be a complete idiot defending this lead, because I still want the points. I go for consistency with this sort of stuff, sometimes over outright spectacle, although this lap around, after a close start to it, we pulled away a smidge. Be mindful of the mound of dirt on the inside there, and Pega brushes the wall. We've had a good lap around there. That's actually a good lap from the Gremlin. Let's get it slowed down for turn 1. There we go. I do love this car. As a C-Class vehicle, this thing is absolutely wonderful. Don't do anything stupid. Almost in the ditch, that time just straightened up. Lado was in the ditch a little bit on the exit. I mean, the top 4 basically stayed the same throughout this race. No one further back has really caught us. So this is how it goes sometimes with the more sensible tracks. Starting on pole, starting on the front row is very helpful on Wreckfest. I mean, it's always helpful in any motorsport, especially on Wreckfest where turn 1 can often be quite hectic. If you could escape away, stay out of trouble, it's nice. You know, it's really very helpful. You're just not losing the time battling in the pack, and the Gremlin is working wonders. I've got a nice rhythm going on. Another thing I find with Wreckfest, if you can get into a rhythm, especially with the braking, that's what gets me in trouble a lot. If you can get into a nice rhythm with the cars, you can just kind of run around a little bit on your own. We've actually pulled the gap back to Impega. That lap was another fairly quick lap. I've done better. Right, let's just not do anything stupid on this. Let's not do anything stupid on this last time around, but let's not forget we've only got a 2-second lead. It's easy to lose time on this game. We already saw, I had my moment running into the ditch. Let's just not do that moment again. We know how fast Impega is. Liam's up to 4th, winner of the last tournament here. Winner by being consistent as well, and that is the important thing with this tournament, is be consistent across all of the rounds, with the added difficulty of no points at all if you DNF. You really have got to be consistent through the whole thing. Impega has dropped back a smidge more. It's just the last couple of laps I've managed to drive cleanly. I don't know whether Impega's made little mistakes or whether we've just found a little bit more speed in this. But yeah, we've had a nice clean run for the Gremlin. We've got one more corner to go. All I have to do is not hit the mound of dirt on the inside, and it is a wonderful start for the Gremlin. We really couldn't have asked for a better one here. The Gremlin will cross the line. We will take victory in race number 1. Impega comes home in 2nd. I think Lado got a podium by the looks of it. I'm pleased with that lap time as well. Yeah, we were on it there. Gliska was faster, but buried in the pack. Close, though, when you see all the lap times. They are very, very close. Impega takes 2nd. Lado takes 3rd. Blakey gets 4th. The fastest of the Rockets, Liam, ends up in 5th ahead of Gliska with the Sunrise. Ninetails is 7th with that Venom ahead of Longbow. Dangerman with a Rebel Rat ahead of Ewan. And Stevie, Revs, Foxy, and Bumpy round out the rest of the leaderboard. Bumpy's, we saw the car was without a wheel parked on the inside. I forgot I could spectate. I am a fool. And there we go, yeah. That was... Oh! Foxy's across the line backwards. I couldn't have asked for a better start. Could not have asked for a better start in that one. Up next, we head to one of the more random and potentially challenging rounds. This is a figure of 8. This is the Bloomfield Speedway figure of 8. So it's dirt. We've got, well, you know, a crossover. Survival is important. We started all the way down at the back here. I'm hoping we've got good grip. There's always a risk going around the outside, as if somebody understeers wide, you're going to be caught in the midst of it. So we're hopeful that I can kind of push through. Rolling is a real concern at this circuit. It is very, very possible. Now, normally, I see normally it's the bigger vehicles. We see like buses and vans and that sort of stuff when we race them around here. They are very rollable on the curves. Now, little cars, not quite so bad. Hopefully, if the pack stays close enough together, the crossover might not be too much of a problem until later on. It does depend on what happens, though. If anybody does make a mistake, it gets, you know, it can get pretty bad. Ewan is leading the way. I mean, Impega, who we were battling for the win with last time, is actually back with me at the moment. Blakey, who was up there in the running order, is with us. This is one of the things with the figure 8 circuit. Sometimes it can be complete carnage, but it does depend on what's gone on. If the pack stays together, it actually doesn't become too bad. It's difficult to overtake around here. That is true. Because he's basic constant cornering. And I mean, you saw how there I kind of opened the door on Impega a little bit. You kind of have to, though. You have to kind of push the door a little bit if you're going to get past, really. Unless your car is much, much quicker. We may have to do a similar thing. Oh, there is the first trouble at the crossover. It was a Lado. And now, oh, we're going to end up putting Danger Man sideways. Don't really want to. Bumpy's on 2 wheels. I haven't really been paying much attention to the crossover. I probably should. We worked our way up into 5th. Ewan's lost the lead to Longbow. Out way, way wide up here. Lado is waiting at the crossover. No, Lado. No, 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 no. I understand Lado, of course, wants to go for the road race. I was hoping... Actually, I was thinking I got enough momentum to get across in front. Why do I didn't go behind? I should have done. That was partly on me. Stupid things like that. Stupid things like that are what are going to cost me in this. Impega's actually really not made any progress at all with the Hornet. That is... I mean, it's good for me in terms of a championship. It's bad for me in that we were up in 5th and it's just all falling apart. There are a couple of cars off the circuit that are rejoining that may cause some chaos. Yeah, we have royally beamed this one up, sadly. Can I find a way past Impega? I really could do with getting past Impega here. As far as figure 8 goes, this has been very, very tame. It is how it goes sometimes, as I said, around here. If the pack stays close together... Oh, Liam's actually in this group as well, so this is curious. This is curious. As far as championship goes, a lot of the cars that ran well at that first race have not ran well here. The Gremlin has. Gremlin is good at this circuit. We're going to end up the wrong side of Liam, though. Can I make something work up high? We might be able to get the drive off the corner. Make it work. We do. Liam's leading on us, but we're the inside through here. Lado's going to lose a lap, so Impega had a big dive on Liam as well, so that might cover me from any potential trouble there. Gliska's taken a victory with that Sunrise. There's going to be some two-word antics for cars ahead. We're across the line. Blakey was only a couple of cars ahead of us. It should have been better. It should have been better. I mean, I said about Lado moving forward. I should have gone behind Lado's car. I really should have done. It should have misjudgment from me at the wrong time on that one, and it was a very, very crucial one. Revs has fallen over. Yes, we saw that. Revs is upside down. Oh, if we hadn't have beans that at the crossover, that 5th, maybe even further up, would have been so good. But that is the way it goes sometimes. There's more rounds to go, though. It could have been worse. And as I said, a lot of cars that struggled in that race were the cars from higher up in the previous round. So that's something. Small comforts and all that. We are back onto Tarmac. I think this thing is a whole Tarmac race for our next round. We're not a bad spot on the grid. Not a bad spot on the grid. I really don't want to get hung out wide. So we're going to try and get across to the inside. It's stuck a little bit behind Lado's rather large vehicle. If we can find this gap here, slotted in front of Revs, which we do, we've got so much turning in the Gremlin. Little bit too... oh god, not quite enough room. A little bit too tight to the inside there to quite get up past Impega. There we go. Danger Man leads the way with the Rebel Rat and its mighty wing. Ewan is out wide. Can I get the run here on the exit? No, not quite. We are, though... maybe to the inside of the Hornet. Yeah, we've actually got a really good run down here to the inside of the Hornet. To the inside of Ewan as well. Okay, it's a little bit of a cheeky pass there. Thank you, Danger Man, for taking out the sign. I didn't want to have to do it because it was going to slow me down. We are off to a good start here if we can chase down that. It's just, the thing I love about the Gremlin is it's so planted. And a lot of Wreckfest cars aren't. A lot of the way Wreckfest cars drive are quite slidey, and that never suits my driving style. I never like a car that slides around. It's just how I am. It's how I've always been. I will take understeer with the trade-off being the back of my car is stuck to the road. And you can see the difference. Oh, that's a little bit of a laggy bump actually from Danger Man there. Like the tiniest, like almost fired my car sideways, like a cannon fired it sideways. We're not going to give up here though. We've got some speed in the Gremlin. We've got some speed on the Tarmac definitely. Can we go around the outside here? And the last time around, to jump on that throttle, we have the right off of the corner. We do once again, much as we did to Impega and Ewan and co last lap around, we could just get that drive. Now get it slowed for this penultimate corner. It's a little wide, but we're not wasting our time sliding at least. This final turn, I think, is where my car might be best. Here is it's just stuck to the road. That is what I like to see. Danger Man gets it right, though. All the downforce from the mighty... Blakey, could you nick the wing off Danger Man's car, if you please? Right, chuck it into turn 1. Little too much speed from me there. That's going to cost me. It might actually lose me the lead. No, Danger Man also a little slow through that section. Liam's up to 4th at the moment. Don't know what gear I want through there. So I don't normally tune cars on Wreckfest. I did lengthen the gears in this car because otherwise it was buzzing the limiter, and that does seem to have worked. It does. So gears seem to be at in a nice place, and it definitely seems to be working for this car. Handling wise, it is absolutely perfect for how I want my cars to drive. The back end is stuck to the road as best as any Wreckfest vehicle is, and we are pulling a margin a smidge. It's not a crazy big lead, but we are pulling a little bit of a margin at the moment. I mean, I want to score points in these. As I said at the start, consistency and scoring points is what's going to win you this tournament. When we've got good opportunities like this, we want to score as many points as we can. There is always the risk. You've got Hell Ride, you've got Crash Canyon, all of those sort of events coming up that it's very easy to have the fastest car there and be wrecked on lap 2. Through no fault of your own and not, through malicious intent, but it can and does happen. So when we've got a car as good as this at this circuit, we've got to make the most of it. Liam's up to 2nd now with the Rocket. Blakey is 4. The Rockets are doing pretty good as well around this circuit. Good C-Class car, the Rocket. You can't really go wrong with it. I think we'll see. I mean, if Liam can stay in that fight, got to look out for Longbow's Nexus. Those things are fast. Gliska's buried in the traffic somewhere. Again, the Sunrise Super is another quick one. I have been quite... I mean, we didn't front row this time. We had to have a good start and kind of worked our way forward a smidge. But yeah, we got through the traffic really well. It's so important to be able to do that. And, I'm seeing exactly what I want to see behind me. I'm seeing a big group of cars having a fight. And that is wonderful news for the person running away at the front. I will admit that as far as video content goes, I am currently not in the fights. I am driving around now. As a competitor, it's great when you run around at the front on your own, away from everybody. It's good for getting race victories. I shouldn't speak too soon when we've still got another lap to go, but yeah, it is good to run around on your own at the front. You're staying in clean air, you're not under crazy pressure, you're less likely to make mistakes, you don't get taken out, all of that sort of stuff. Video content wise, yes, there is a huge fight going on in 2nd that looks amazing fun. Did have a little bit of lag. There's always a concern with Wreckfest. We can't do anything about it. It's always a concern with online racing, full stop. But yeah, Wreckfest can be a smidge laggy. And the Rockets are 2nd and 3rd now. Danger Man's Rebel Rat has gradually fallen back. Just dipped the wheel in the grass coming towards the final corner. Not what we needed. Thankfully, I got a 3.6 second lead going on. We lost a smidge through that final corner here. Just a wheel on the dirt on turning there. It's not what I needed. But never mind. Up the hill we go towards this next corner. Doesn't look like the group behind has mostly sorted itself out. I'll say that actually. No, I'll take it back. Look at the mini-map. They're not sorted themselves out. There's a huge group further back. I think it's about 6th, 7th place. Having an absolutely massive battle going on there. Don't do anything dumb. Maybe 3rd gear down there. Go back to 2nd for the hairpin, kind of. Yeah, it's a couple of really big group battles going on around the place. But we have stayed out of it after a good start in the Gremlin. This final lap is not going to be my best. It didn't need to be, though. This was more a case of let's just not make any silly mistakes. Don't do anything dumb. Don't risk the car. Don't risk getting in trouble. You've got a 3-second lead. Doesn't matter how much you win by as long as you get to the finish line in one piece, which we do. Yeah, not my finest final lap. Don't care. It is going to be victory number 2 for the Gremlin. A strong start. A very strong start for the Gremlin there. It probably won't be fastest lap. It's close though. Liam goes a smidge faster with the Rocket, but only just. Longbow also a little bit quicker with the Nexus. We then have Blakey in 4th with the 2nd of the Rockets. Gliska's 5th ahead of the Rebel Rat. That slipped down to 6th. Where did Impega end up? Impega ended at 9th. The Hornet was not enjoying. Ninetails gets fast. Jesus, Ninetails' Venom was flying, but was stuck in traffic. Impega, I thought Impega started actually towards the front. Obviously had some trouble, has slipped down the order. Well, Again, continue a strong run with the Gremlin. Now we are on to, well, one of the races that scares me. Wrecknado is here. Just about anything can happen around a track like this. I do realise that in my, I guess, setup for this, I have accidentally put 2 figure of 8s. Kind of figure of 8s. Admittedly, it's quite different, but still. Ooh, Ninetales is around the top. And the most important thing here is going to be don't go out. Don't. Ooh! Okay, I did not mean to turn Ninetales. Thankfully, Ninetales did not lose much time on that one. They just happened to be on the nose of the car. The Gremlin seems quick on Tarmac, which is good for me. You know, we'll generally say the Gremlin it was fast on Tarmac. Whether this is going to continue, I've got to run up the walls if you want to run quickly here. We've got ourselves in a fairly good spot in terms of not getting into traffic. There is a car on the inside. There's a Hornet that is quite poorly. I think that might have been Foxy's in trouble. I could be wrong though. Can we chase down Ewan? Oh, those cars across there. I mean, all it's going to take is one moment of trouble, one issue at the crossover point. I mean, me and Ewan are now quite a long way up. Ooh, I was committed and couldn't back out of that, and there was a moment where I thought we were about to die. There was a moment where I really thought we were about to die, but we have got away with it. Bumpy's had a death. That is very close for us. Gliska is catching. That Sunrise is fast. There's no doubt about it. Gliska wants to run up on the wall. Oh! And I don't know where I am anymore. Yeah, I tried to run up the wall. I probably shouldn't actually have tried to run up the wall in the way I did. To be fair on that one, Gliska had so much more momentum than I realised. I didn't realise Gliska had that much, carrying that much speed. Okay, well, that's fine. It's put us out of the danger zone of the crossover, I think. Oh, there goes Impega overhead. I don't know who's in second, actually. Is it Ninetales? Maybe Ninetales got past while me and Gliska were tangling in that one. There's also a little bit of a bobbly Kirby part there. Ninetales has got hit on the crossover. That puts me back to third, and Gliska's lost some time here. So Ewan has got a nice lead. I'll be honest, I'm not crazy worried about Ewan at the moment. As far as championship goes, Ewan hasn't had great races elsewhere. It's done okay. Did work out at the figure of 8, but yeah, it's not the primary concern, if you like. We've got a great run off of that corner. Oh, although a little laggy tangle with Bumpy there actually has got me in trouble. Not Bumpy's fault at all. I might have taken off Bumpy's wheel actually in that tangle. That would be odd. I say sorry, Bumpy. That was completely unintentional. I mean, I don't want to tangle there. I don't want to lose time. There's a load of cars that just flowed off the jump that I'm about to head in towards. Oh, and that's in the door of the Gremlin. That's a lot of health gone. I haven't lost a wheel, thankfully. It's dropped us down to 5th. I would have liked a podium. I liked it when I was running in 3rd. Yeah. once you get in trouble, it just snowballs, or it can just snowball a little bit. Where is it going to be a nice gap to aim for? Laddo's going to go overhead. God, the crossover on this track is insane. Got to think about so much. We're racing Longbow and Danger Man here for position. So Danger Man's car is for actual position. Oh, we're in the door of Gliska. Gliska's in a bad way after that one, which is losing time though. Ewan has taken victory. Well done, Ewan, on that one. I could do with somebody else getting in trouble really on this final lap. Oh, we're going to murder a Longbow. Big crash on Longbow. Got a big shunt from Impega forward. It's all gone. Oh, we're going to finish on 17 health. Jeez, we are going to get 6th in the end. Just. Ooh. That was low health. I'm not comfortable with that. The car was very, very quick. Not as quick as the Venom or the Sunrise, but it was quick. We got a little bit unlucky. It just snowballed from there, and we very nearly didn't make it. But we did. That's the important thing. Impega was a lap down. Okay, Impega wasn't behind. Stevie's still got. Look at the health. There it was Foxy. I think Foxy might have lost a wheel on the inside. Ooh. When we had the circuits, the Gremlin was phenomenal at the destruction. The more random tracks, if you will, it was quick, but got into trouble. 6th place though. Yeah, I can't complain too much of that. It could have gone so much worse. So it is on to the leaderboard, and my Gremlin would lead the way. Only just, though. 2 points in it. We had a couple of very, very good rounds, but a couple of less than ideal rounds. We lead from Gliska's Sunrise Super in 2nd. We're 9 points clear of Longbows, tied on points with Blakey, but by virtue of a higher kind of best finishing position, Longbow is third ahead of Blakey's Rocket. Ninetails is up in fifth with the Venom ahead of Ewan Sweeper. Liam is down in seventh, but I mean the whole sort of third to seventh place on the table is very, very close together. Danger Man a little bit further back with the Rebel Rat, but not much. And Beggar struggled with the Hornet after a good first round, is ahead of Lado. Bumpy's Mini was quick when it wasn't broken. It's basically how things went for the little car in 11th, ahead of Revs' TriStar, Stevie with the Cardinal, and Foxy with the other Hornet round out the leaderboard. So there we go. That is it for part one of this Wreckfest tournament. Stay tuned. Tomorrow there will be the second part, the epic conclusion to some crashing and some racing.